Welcome back to Rotten Rust Garage. It's the weekend. I got a couple hours. I got to get things done. I have stalled on this. And I'll show you why here in a few minutes. But man, these headers got to go in. And I don't want to do it because I'll show you. It's going to just be painful, but I got to just get her done. And I'm not looking forward to it. So I'm going to give it the old elementary school try. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Stick around. I doubt it. So where do I even begin? My list is long, but you can see I got some wire and stuff that I ordered because way down yonder, you'll see the starter sitting in there. Just, stuck it in there to kind of look at the fitment because headers and starters are usually, near the two shall meet. If the header's in, the starter's not going to go in. With the starter in, it's going to be harder to put the header in. And that's a small starter. That's a little, what we would call a mini starter, modern, 92, I think Dodge Dakota is what you look up, somewhere around those areas. And that's what you get. And the connectors for it, which you probably can't see from way up here, if I get you down in there, are way up against the block. And lo and behold, the factory wires that are in awesome condition, well, they fall about that far short of reaching all the way over there to get to those connector. I love GoPro shutting off when you're recording. It's awesome. But anyway, as I was saying, these tasty looking wires here, the factory ones, well, they're not going to cut it. And so I ordered one that's a couple inches longer. That should reach it. It's very bright red, rather than the factory faded dark red, but I digress. So this one's going to reach, but the other thing is that the signal wire from the starter relay back here, the black one coming off right here and goes back up, follows this red one that comes all the way back up and ultimately will connect here to the battery. That would be this guy right here. They're taped together from the factory. Breaks my heart, but I'm gonna have to tear that tape out. I've got a similar kind of tape to that, but it's not quite that cloth tape, but it'll look okay. But I think I need to either replace this whole black signal wire because it does not reach. That's this guy right here, right? I got to put a new terminal end on, a new wire. That's why I got this. So I got two choices. I could just leave this wire, take the positive terminal off, and then maybe make a jumper from here over a couple inches, but I think that's going to be kind of ridiculous. So really before I get jamming these headers in, I need to get this sorted. Not that I couldn't go ahead and try and stab the headers in. I'm just looking for options to not do the headers first because I don't want to do it. You can see I got big issues trying to get those things in there. First of all, these studs, I'm going to have to bust those things out of there. And yes, they are sealed in because that all goes into the water jacket, all those bolt holes. This guy, Dipstick, I told you in the previous video, it was so difficult to get that into the block. I had to shave it down because the diameter was a little too big. It is in there tight. But this is totally in the real estate where the header's got to be. It's either going to have to bend way far that way, or it's got to come up between the flange and the pipe, which is going to be way over here. So either way, it's in the wrong place. It's in the right place, but it's in the wrong place, if you follow what I'm saying. It can't live there. So I just got a lot to do, and I guess I just need to get after it. This side will be a little easier, but the transmission dipstick is completely in the way of that last pipe, and all that will be visible. So I got to get the lifting plate put up on here, go underneath. I'm going to disconnect the transmission, let that drop down some as I lift up on the engine. That way I can get the engine higher. Otherwise the trans will just go right into that trans tunnel on the firewall. So it's a complex operation. So I got to get a jack under the transmission, motor plate on, get the lift over here, start lifting it, and start wrestling these things in here. And that's just not going to be fun. Get all the plugs out of the way. Try to get these Remflex gaskets in there without breaking them. Yeah, this is not going to be a fun day. So I guess I'll just get started. Oh yeah, I forgot where I stopped. Now I'm remembering everything. Yeah, I worked the other weekend trying to get this freaking lever. This is your floor shifter to the shifter linkage on the trans. Trying to get this thing in, you know. Here's a clip of that. Trying to drill through whatever the hell that steel is right there. It's like a little insert, like it's hardened or something against the probably much softer metal of the lever. But its mini size is too small, so I'm gonna do something I probably shouldn't do. And that is put a die grinder to it. See if this will cut through that damn thing. I don't even think this thing's touching it. What is that metal? Let me just re-explain that transmission shifter lever, the hole was too small on it. And it has some mysterious alloy in there that would not get, the drill bit would not go through it. So I ended up using a die grinder and a deburring bit here and just high speed, got her in there and got it wallowed out enough to now this fits in there. Got to adjust this about a 1/2 inch. This was on a 904 that was in here, 904 trans. So it's got to come out maybe, I don't know, probably 3/8 of an inch. No big deal, but I was messing with all that because I want to get this done, make sure that I have access before the headers go in. And oh yeah, I need to put these guys back in there. Everywhere I look, I see where I left off. That's why it sucks to have to take long breaks from doing the jobs that you're doing, but I think we're good to go up under here. I'm gonna do one last fitment on this, adjust this, throw those tubes in, and then move to the next item. Oh yeah, another thing I haven't done yet. I haven't bolted the flex plate to the engine. That's gonna be kind of important. It'd be an easy one to forget because I've gone for 3 weeks now without working on this thing. And yeah, the list is growing. I know a lot of you out there have probably done this nonsense before, and you always ask yourself, why am I doing this? In theory, it all sounds easy, but in reality, this blows. But it's what I do just to get this car on the road. I just want to sit behind the driver's seat one time and drive it up the road, and then it'll be victory. All right, no use crying, time to get working. All right, so here's the task at hand. Shifter lever up right here is all the way back. That would be park. The floor shifter in the car is in park. This will go in there. Sorry, like this. Fits in there now. I think all the way through, enough to get to the clip on the top. That's a good question. Yeah, it's all the way through there. So I just got to get a cotter in there. And then, actually, that looks like it's a little too long. So let me get this adjusted. I can't attach this yet because this part stays with the car when the transmission comes down to lift the engine up to get the headers in. But I want it to be ready to go. So all the way back is park. Yep. And let me just double check this is in park upstairs. And then I'll adjust this and be ready to go. I wanted to have all this done, this wallowed out for that to fit. Then now I can get back up in here and put the transmission cooling lines in here. And they got to go in before the headers. There's zero question about that. So I think I'm going to make that my next task. Finish fiddling with this, get these things going again, try and somehow get a wrench up in here to tighten this thing up. Maybe when I drop the trans down, I'll be able to get it a little easier. But when I drop the trans down, I got to make sure that I stay lined up with this floor shifter pin. It's just good times. Joker is not fun to get in here back here. It can stay hanging off to the side while I drop the trans, but let's get this adjusted first. All right, that looks about right. See if I can get a wrench up in here, possibly. I also realize I need to get paint on this floor. On my shoulder, I'm all hung up on this underside of the car to get in here and wrench. Get in there, come on. It's a struggle today, folks. It really, really, really is a struggle. You stay there. All right, got it started at least so that when it falls out, again, like that, it'll stay in the same position. All right, that's kind of tight. I can get it back out of there and it still fits. All right, that was easy enough. And I'm glad I went and checked because this was not in park upstairs. So if I get this dang thing out of here again and really get a tightening on it. Oh yeah, she tight. Hey, squirt some paint up under here real quick too. Easy stuff that I like. I'm here to tell you, those transmission cooler lines are not going in while the engine's sitting down. I fiddled with it a minute, try and get it started, and yeah, there's too many things vying for the exact same spot, you know, that line needs to be, you know, steering linkage, K-frame, engine, the whole nine. So engine's got to come up. Might as well get this plate bolted on and get that part taken care of and then just keep pressing forward. I just don't want to get these headers on and realize I missed something that needed to go on before the headers. I probably will, but we'll see. And this Chinese hardware threads are weird. Or gotta hope the manifold's okay. Yeah, it's real grindy. Snug as a bug in a rug. All right. Nothing but blue skies. Actually, it's raining. Very fitting, but it's a good day to be in the garage. All right, carb nuts here. Set these aside. Yep, here's my quandary. There's no way it can't get back through that little teeny tiny slot and up over the steering center link. And I still gotta get the other one through, so engine goes up. Let me get the engine stand in place. I don't have enough room. Oh, baby, I do. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing. Don't laugh. Go with that center one there. Sure. We have liftoff. Well, that's all that line needed was just that inch that I came up. I'm instantly into the trans tunnel. That's why I gotta lower the trans down. But now I'm gonna jam this one through. I gotta get it done. Oh, what's going on up here? Oh, there, yeah, that's going on. Okay. This is the short one, so this goes to the front. Let's just reefer in there. Theoretically, this is the easier one. Yeah. That's all we needed. Woo! All right, it's break time. Just kidding. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'll go underneath now and see which way they flop around the best. But ultimately, these got to line up with whatever radiator I end up with. That'll be cool. The good news is, team, I've got everything in my way now, like jack stands. I tell you, this is pretty fun. Okay, what's holding you up now, little buddy? Huh? Yep, okay, yep, you go there. That just doesn't seem right. I gotta somehow get all the way under here with this jack stand out of my way. Man, it is into something up there. It's holding it up. What are you up to up there? What in the world? I can't see if I'm aligned. I am not aligned. About to invent some new words. If I could just get around this jack stand. There we go. Man, what in the world is going on up there in the front of this car? What is happening? I can't see anything in here. Why will you not thread on there? Oh my goodness. Okay. I need this car on a lift. This is insane. This is nonsense. Okay, folks, I gotta take a break before I lose my patience. I don't know, all of a sudden it just went on smooth as butter.
Because I turned the camera off.
Now, I know for a fact I'm not getting a wrench up in here worth a toot, because, yeah, stuff and things in the way, but, wow, that was ridiculously difficult. Yeah, these have got to be tightened down significantly for that compression fitting. Elsewise, I'm gonna be bleeding all over. So, all right. Whoo! Thinking about maybe fishing in those head dars. Pain in the butt. All right. Just did a whole thing with no audio. Gotta love the GoPro. Anyhow, I've come to some conclusions with these headers. Significantly, this dipstick is definitely going to be in the way. The headers have to come up from the bottom, and due to the design of the headers, I think it's going to be with any set of headers. I think this steering linkage has got to come out. I'm going to have to get the pit disconnected from the pitman arm and the trailing arm over there and get it completely out of the way, which stinks, but I got to do it. Hopefully I don't have to pull out any torsion bars. If I have to, I will. But that might be more of a factor on the passenger side, because the passenger side, also big issue, is this transmission dipstick. It's totally in the way. I can't come up from below. That'll have to come out. But I can't get that out because the pinch well at the bottom of the firewall prevents it from going up enough to come out of the case. So I'm gonna have to drop the transmission down. So I've already dropped the engine back down. Now I gotta take the cross member off the trans, drop it down a little bit to pop that dipstick tube out. I really don't think this dipstick tube is gonna work with this header, the design of it. Now I do know for a fact these headers fit in an E-body, a 73 E-body, and on a 440. So they'll fit in this car, but I don't know how well. I really don't remember. That was a lot of years ago that my dad built that 73 Barracuda, and he raced it. And if you go back a bunch of videos, you'll see that car. I brought it back up here for storage. It belongs to my brother still, but I got it stored outside here under a tarp. Anyhow, yeah, they fit in that car. They should fit in this car. This is not going to be easy. So I'm going to set the camera down for a little while, get the dipstick tube out of the way, cross my fingers and my toes that the oil dipstick, which is not coming back out of this block, I assure you, that it's not in the way. It will be. And hopefully the car is high enough that Man, a lift would be awesome right now, but I hope the car's high enough that I can stab them in from underneath, but let's give it a shot here. Let me get some stuff disconnected and I'll be back in a little bit. Standard. All right. Well, folks, I'm about to throw in the towel on this because I got the steering linkage out of the way. And the header is so long, and I'm telling you, I got this car way up in the air, all right? There should be plenty of room. But I need to go up probably another foot at least, because the butt of the, at the collector portion of the header is just dragging into the ground. I need to get way more angle to be able to get this up over the power steering unit at the other end. It won't go. There's no amount of twisting it around or whatever that it has to be at a steeper angle to go up further to be able to then get it into position. So I have no idea. I know the headers that I put on the 440i did last time were a lot different than these. Those were TTI headers. Arguably probably the best headers you can get to fit with these torsion bars and everything, but the torsion bar is not in the way at all. It just, I can't get the car high enough. So I guess I could take the engine stand out of the way and try and get that jack maybe a couple inches higher, but then I have to put a jack stand right here. And that's right where I need to be. So I got to figure something else out, or I don't know, maybe I need to look at getting better headers than these. I mean, these are good headers. I have no idea how I'm going to get them in there. So all I can do is, I guess, think about it and come up with another game plan or something. But I'm running out of time today, and I knew these weren't going to be easy. And I don't like throwing in the towel on anything, man. Quit is not in my vocabulary, except I just said the word quit. Gotta wrestle with it some more, maybe. I'll just keep thinking on it. The other thing is I really actually need somebody else here with me so that as I stab it up there, they can, slip a bolt through there and at least get it, held in place a little bit. Then I gotta slip the gaskets in. Yada, yada, you know the drill. I got a mess in here now, too. Whew. All right, let me think on it. I don't know. I'm running out of time today. Might be able to get a little bit in tomorrow as well, but stay tuned. Yeah, updates. Yeah, ooh, hey, dipstick. Let's put this away. Yeah. It's sitting there. Not a single bolt in it. No gasket. Just trying everything I can to get that thing up through there. Obviously, you can probably see just how scarred everything is now. I really don't care. That's just paint. It's gonna burn off of there, no doubt. But man, I need clearance here, and I don't have it. I am gonna break this dipstick tube. I just got that feeling. It won't go on the inside. That's a non-starter. I would have to bend the ever-living hell out of it to get it to go straight up right here. I don't know, man. That's just this side, though. Theoretically, this side's harder than the other side, but I don't know, man. I think I'm going to start. I got to figure out getting a gasket in there. I mean, if I could just get a little bit of clearance there, and I think I actually probably could have left the stud on the back. Maybe. Probably not, but the stud sure would be nice for holding that gasket on there. I guess I'll sealant on it, stick it to the head. That's not gonna be fun. All right, let me do it. And the other thing is that it's got to come back out, because you see what's not in that hole in the front of the transmission? You got it, the little starter, because it's over here. And this is where the studs are, right up against the block. There's actually like a little piece that comes off that would, like a plastic connector that extends these over, which is cool. I'd love to use it, but I can't, because that plastic, when it comes up and this is nutted back on here, it lays against the block and there's no like grinding away at it or anything. Let me see if I can find that. yeah, here's what I'm talking about. Yeah, this would bolt on there, right? And with your two, little bolts and everything, and pretty cool. It gets it like kind of up and over to where you can actually get to it. But the issue here is this runs into the side of the block, so can't use it. Now the next issue is once this is in the car, I'm gonna have to go ahead and run the wire before the headers go in, because there's absolutely 0.0 chance of getting a hand down in there to start that. I don't know, maybe from the top. Yikes. Hey, that's sharp. With the car on the ground, you might be able to reach in there. But you all know the drill, man. You put this little tiny nut on here, once you get the cable on there, and holy smokes, trying to get this little tiny dude started reaching down in, and where's it at? And you gotta put the little tiny crazy washer on there. Pain in the tuchus. Yeah, so these are a terrible fit. All right, up under the car, get your bearings here if you can. Transmission, bell housing, obviously, but look at this interference with these transmission lines. It's not even all the way up against the head yet. If I put it up on there, it is just laid all up against it. I've been under here for half an hour, bending these out of the way. These headers, the design of them is just not as good as TTI, and with TTI you can actually access the starter. And I am seriously concerned about a couple of other things with these headers on the passenger side. So yeah, I'm trying to save a few bucks using these old headers, but the fit is just awful. So let me show you the other side. I've already mentioned the transmission tube and how this, the dipstick tube, and how this is going to be in the way of it on this passenger side. But again, if you look at where that bolt hole is, like I showed before, and how this goes back 2 inches from it, look what it's going to touch. That brake line. Forget the transmission tube. I'm not going to be boiling brake fluid. I need at least a 1/2 inch of clearance from that brake line. But that is right where, you can see those are about level with each other. That stud and there. You can see this is way up above that stud, so it is going to come right down and lay right up against that brake line. And that is just dumb. That is just a dumb thing. So, I don't know. Decisions at this point. I can press forward with it all. I can get them in there. But dang, am I going to be happy with the end result? And I sure don't want to boil my brake lines. That's no bueno. And those transmission cooler lines, it goes to a transmission cooler and or your radiator that cools it in there. But the thing about that is they're not going to do a very good job cooling if, they're laying against a 1,000-degree header. So I got to figure that out. That's just, man, you can see them down there. I wish I could zoom, but you can't with a GoPro. At least I can't. Yeah, they are right there in the way, and see how far away I still am up here on the flange? As soon as that tightens up, boy, those lay right up against it. And those are factory style bent cooler tubes, cooler lines, trans-cooler lines. So yeah, what a hot mess these things are. Not a fan. But, the decision now, pull this back out, that's easy enough to do. But it's the money. Wow, a set of TTIs, $1,200. They'll last forever. Here's another consideration though. If you are new to the channel, my future plan for this engine, remember this is just a stock engine. There's nothing special about it. It's gonna have headers and an intake manifold. That's it. Low compression. This engine's gonna be great to jam into my my 78 W200 down the road, because I think I'm gonna go a different approach with this car. I'm actually gonna go back to a small block, but a stroked small block that I have sitting over there in the corner. That'll be a couple years when I'm ready to restore the car completely, blow it all apart. But yeah, the thing is, if I buy those expensive TTI headers, 5, 6, 8, 10 years from now when this comes out, what do I do with the headers then, because I'm pretty doubtful they'll fit in a truck without some serious modification. I mean, maybe you could get lucky. So the other option is to get a set of shorty headers that I know will fit in that truck between the frame rails. So that's only mild savings. I think I'll be in for about $1,100 to get shorty headers. And the long tube versus shorty, you won't know the performance difference at all on a stock engine like this. So decisions, and that's the worst thing for me because I don't like making decisions like that have long-term effects. Probably should go with the shorty headers, I think. Nervous about those, the routing on them, but I mean, TTI makes them. Then you got to get an extension pipe down to your exhaust. So I'll think on it for a minute. Oh well. I guess that's going to do it for today. I mean, there's no point in continuing to make video. I'm going to do some wiring, and there's no point in even trying to put in that passenger side header. I know it'll go up in there easier than the driver's side, but it's going to lay up against that brake line. 0.0 doubt. Tape measures don't lie. So I guess I'm going to wrap this one up. But anyway, so didn't get very far, but I'm learning stuff. That's always good. And stick around. Come back next time. Maybe I'll have a little bit further done on this thing and getting closer to firing it up because I'm way behind my planned timeline for this. But that's what happens when life. Well, that's all I got for this weekend. Sorry it wasn't installed and fired up or anything, but that's the way it goes. I hit send on ordering a set of headers from TTI, Mancini Racing, and I'm going with the shorties. So that's going to be pretty cool whenever they do show up. Turns out I put the wrong address in my order. That's probably not going to work out. They'll fix it. Anyhow, when they show up, I'll show you stabbing those in. That should be really pretty simple, I think, and it's going to work when I eventually throw this big block into the 78 Dodge W200. That'll be super cool. Hope you enjoyed it, and have a great weekend. We'll talk to you next time, and meanwhile, here's like fast forwarding through like 30 minutes of me wiring up for the new starter and everything, and so boring. Watch it if you want. Talk to you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.